My phone. My poor phone. I just don't know how I'm supposed to make it. How are you supposed to make it through a day with the phone not working and no GPT and no T? No T or GPT. What is one supposed to do? I just don't know how I'm supposed to get through all of this. And I know I was sounding calm in the morning, but oh my gosh, today was such a drag. I didn't know if I was going to make it through. I didn't know if I could. Man, I just can't believe that I've never made it this far before, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. No T, no GPT. It's not a good combination. What is going on? Oh, too much slop. Oh, too much slop. Oh, too much slop. Oh, too much slop. I didn't want my phone broke. I didn't want my phone to be broke. Is what it is. That's life, right? But what is life without a phone? That's the real question. What is life without a phone? I'm trying a different microphone position because good news and bad news. The good news is the mic's working great. And I love it. I listened to today and yesterday's recording through the mic, and the input was a little bit too loud. But today, I think it's working. I mean, we're trying it, right? We're trying it. I'm trying to lower the input, but I do think I still want a raw negative dB put on there. I think it would sound a little bit better. But the only thing I really can do is experiment with positioning the microphone a little bit further away from my face. I was also noticing it occasionally was catching a pretty big plosive. So I'm trying to mitigate that by having it a little bit further away, which might decrease quality, but considering how it's really sounding too loud, it's probably supposed to be a little bit further away. I'm still a little cautious to put it too much further, but we'll just see how it goes like this and see what happens. It is definitely further away, I think, so I'm hoping that the result here is better. But of course, time will tell. Now, I am on my way to... I think I've gone home this way before, but I'm not really sure about that. I may have not gone home this way before. I think I have, though, but it's different than my usual way. So, yeah, because we have to stop by the phone stow to see if this thing can get resolved. My hope meter is low, and my rage meter is probably, above average, I would say. I would definitely say I'm a little bit annoyed about this whole ordeal, but I tried to use today as a bit of a, meditative day, if you want to call it that. And I wasn't really that bad or anything, I basically didn't use my phone at all day, and I'm fine. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to believe, but I made it through it. I mean, when I say not use a phone, I was still listening to music I have another phone that has a lot of stuff downloaded, a lot of music downloaded, So I still was listening to music, getting music in. But in terms of, phone use connected to the internet, it was scant today. It was very scant. Occasionally connecting to my work's Wi-Fi to check some things, but besides that, no. Not really anything. And, I don't really think it was that bad. I mean, I didn't know what it was going to be like going into it, obviously, but I think things were fine. It was interesting. It almost felt like I was back in time a little bit, because there was a time where I was intentionally starving myself of the internet. And so all I would really use my phone for was music. I had downloaded music, and that's all I would use it for, was just music. No internet, nothing else. There was a period of time where probably, it may have even been a couple weeks, where I used the phone exclusively for music. So today, it was sort of like a throwback to that time, and it almost brought back the vibes from then, which I think is very neat. It's very cool, right? I assume you guys agree. And I thought it was okay. I thought it was different. I actually haven't been deprived of phone dopamine in a while, right? Because I haven't had any issues really with my phone up until now. And so, yeah. But there still is, I'm just kind of upset about the whole situation. Like, I did contact the guy who sold it to me, and he gave some response that they looked through the details and they reassured me that it should be able to work with Verizon. And I asked him, like, okay, well, what details? Because it would be good for me to know, so I could, like, tell them, like, as proof, hey, these are the details that are proving that it should work, when I go to the store. But of course, they did not supply me with the details, which is, I messaged him back, but I actually forgot to check again, and I don't have internet, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. I guess we just won't worry about it. But yeah, this is where we're at. I was kind of thinking how I was going to do the car rides with Schla, because I am going to have to stop at the store, but then there's still a ways to get home. It's sort of in the middle of my commute. So, I think we might just do like a double header, because I realize at first I was just going to do like one and skip the the division, basically. I was just going to quit. Like, I was just going to do the car ride VC to get to the store. But then once I got there, I was just going to say, okay, forget it. That's what I was going to do. But I'm changing my mind. I think it is actually pretty crucial, if anything more crucial, to document my emotions and feelings post the thing. Because obviously if it goes well, I'm going to be hype. But if it doesn't go well, I'm going to be sad. But either way, I think it's good to have that documented. So I think I'll just do it as like 2 separate episodes, basically, because you obviously never know if I'm going to miss an episode or whatever. I think it's good to have more stocked up. I mean, they'll be shorter, but I don't really think that's like too big of a problem. As long as it's 10 minutes, I think that's still like a reasonable amount of time. So yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I think it makes sense, especially given the sitch. Like, if the sitch was diff, then that would be diff. If it wasn't something that consequential, or like that interesting, maybe I would skip it. But I'm definitely going to have stuff to say. I'm definitely going to have a story to tell. So I don't know why I wouldn't. The other thing I'm curious to try to do is to try to record the whole thing, but obviously I won't be able to do that well. I'll just have a phone in my pocket and just recording with voice memos and, like attempting to capture things, but I don't know how well that's going to go because it's, I don't have, like, if I had a lav and some kind of internal pocket to put like a whole setup in, that would actually be like perfect for a situation like this. So something I probably should look into, but I'm going to just try because I figure like, why not? I kind of want to record it, but I know it's not going to, like, the audio quality won't turn out well because it's just going to be a phone in the pocket. It's not going to be anything super snazzy. Like I said, if I had a lav, it would be perfect for a time like this, but it is what it is. I hope I'll be able to capture something to remember the moment. I'm not really sure, though. My hope, it's probably at like 30 or 40%, though. Honestly, I think, again, I just have some hunches about things that it could possibly work, or it really should. And I'm hopeful that it does, because I really, to have to return this and get a new one is really going to be a bit unsettling for me, to have to return something this expensive and then have to buy another one in the meantime. And I'm going to have to go with the same seller. And then, like, that would be really crazy if I did it again. And it, like, I just don't know what's going on, Like, that's really the position I'm in right now. So it would be a nice treat. It would be a great Gemini treat if he can just figure, like, if I go to the store, I bring the phone to the store, I explain the situation, and they can just figure it out. Now, the text support was completely unhelpful, a total waste of time. I'm never going to use them again, and that's just that. I mean, they were just a disaster. They were basically like just like me, essentially, just a nobody, except I probably could do their job better. That's like the only difference. Like, I really want like a job like that, because it's so easy. I could like do that job while I'm at my job. Like the text. I don't want to sound like I'm saying tech support, although it is tech support, but it's text support. I just think it would be so easy to do that while I work, and I'm very, very excited and interested in doing that. I'm very confused. One of my ear hooks became unhooked. So apologies for the mic shuffling that you probably just heard, but now everything's all wonky. I can tell it's kind of looking different, but what can you do? Now it's like way up more than it used to be. Well, we try our best, right? We try our best. It should still sound pretty good. It might just be a bit inconsistent, but we try our best. I think I made a small comment about it earlier, but the difference in quality on this mic is insane. It sounds so much better. I am so happy that it's all working, and it's totally worth it. It sounds so much better. Like, I almost feel like the original car VCs are like a waste, because these sound so much better. Now I feel like all the effort I put into the other ones, like, is just not captured properly. And that's very upsetting. Like, I don't know. It's just very upsetting to me that because some of them I tried really hard with. I think episode 5 was super cool, kind of funny. Some of them were more serious, but they're just recorded with like really bad audio. But this mic is great. It sounds, I can't believe how good it sounds for how small it is. Really, the only issue is the plosives, which sometimes really are bad. And I'm trying to negate that by putting it further away. And also, I can't get the gain low enough. So there's like, I feel like a speck of clipping, but that's okay. It really sounds fantastic. I'm just so blown away, though. They just need to shield it a little bit better, in my opinion. They have to really, I'd like it to be a little bit bigger. Like, it's cool that they can make it all small, but I'd really rather have something larger that can handle the stuff better. And I guess I just have to get a better filter thing, really, is what I have to do. Now, I'm a little bit confused, because this could be the moment of truth. Actually, I am very confused because of the exit it's telling me to go down. Because I haven't been this way, but it just seems strange. But I guess we'll have to see. This should be the fastest way, so I'm hoping this is worth it. I don't know how this is going to go, though. And I really hope I don't. It's kind of weird because I haven't had to drive to a place I didn't know in very long. Well, I say that, but that actually probably isn't true. I just mean, I guess I haven't had to do complex highway driving in a long time. I think I've usually just been able to do like just, my way to work, which is always the same. So it's weird having to do this like thinking, but it's also different because I have the phone down there because I'm using this phone to record the camera in my usual GPS spot. And I also have to use Google Maps because it's downloaded because I obviously don't have data. So there's a lot of things that are tricky about this, but hey, is what it is. I don't know. I really thought it would have been like here, but it's not apparently. So apparently it's one more exit up, which is kind of confusing. But it's possible I'm forgetting about an exit and there is like an additional exit that I am just forgetting about. So that's always a possibility. But yeah. So I don't know, a little nervous, but like I said, it is what it is, but this would easily be like the most expensive thing I'd ever have to return, which is kind of crazy. Although the good news is it's small, like it's not the largest or most cumbersome thing I'd ever had to return. So it's, yeah. So I just have to kind of focus a little bit again because this is odd to me where it's telling me what it's telling me to do. Like, I'm probably familiar with where it's telling me to go. Like, I think I've taken this exit before, but I don't know how it's going to end up where I think it's going to end up. But it should. It should, but apparently I'm only 5 minutes away, which is kind of cool. Well, of course, since it's offline, it doesn't have traffic, so you can't really trust that, but that's like so weird to me. There has to be another exit that I don't know about, because why? There's no way this is what I think it is. Let's see. Yep, it is. Okay. No, because that's not, no, that is. Okay. All is adding up. All is adding up. This does make sense. It's slightly after the one I wanted. Yeah, okay. And that actually does make a lot of sense, so we're good. My brain is being understanding. Now, this way is a lot more annoying. It has more lights, and lights are my least favorite thing because I like to time stuff properly, and you don't know, it's never possible to time a light properly. It's just always very random, and that just bothers my optimizing brain a lot. I did not need to slow down that much. My bad. I was kind of going too slow, but I always get a little bit cautious when I'm driving and I don't know what to do. I'm not the best at this kind of stuff. I mean, I would say I'm good at driving, but I'm not really good at driving to places I don't know well. I know people are probably going to say that's literally everyone. Like that is not a special take. And maybe it's not, but I do think I'm very good at operating a car, but driving places I don't know is just like very not fun for me. Cuz I don't know. It would be different if there was like very consistent good road design and there was like some kind of pattern recognition. But there isn't, like different areas just have like almost completely different styles. And so I think that's really like the problem. There's nothing for me to recognize and build off of, and it's just very like hard for me because it feels random. So I kind of know where I'm at now, except I have not driven here in a long time, so that's a little bit annoying, but I actually now I'm in an area that I'm fairly familiar with, so I'm getting the butterflies. I just hope all goes well, It's an odd situation, but I guess it's good for content. Can we say that? Or maybe it's not. Maybe you guys would rather have like something deeper, and this is obviously taking away from the depth because I'm having to deal with regular human problems and not a lot of the higher level concepts and topics that I think about. Because, there's these systems in place that are obviously not very optimized. And I usually optimize my way out of things, but something like a phone, pretty important. And there's not exactly a way to just brute intelligence figure things out. So, but yes, I will be there very shortly. So let's do the TLDR. TLDR Schla today. We didn't really do anything deep or anything like that. We are just very anxious about finding out the suspenseful conclusion to whether my phone will get fixed or not and whether I have to return this new special phone, which I'm going to be really upset if I have to do that because it was super nice and it's super expensive and it's very stressful to return. But at the least, we hope we can get my regular phone back working again because obviously that's super important too. But hopefully we're crossing our fingers that this one will work. And I forget what else I talked about. We also talked about driving and how I like driving places I'm familiar with and don't like places I don't. Okay, bye!